Time for an oil change on this bad boy. I like to use Shell Rotella T4 1540. It's conventional motor oil. For whatever reason, these older 5.9s like conventional better than synthetic. For the filter, somewhere in my mess of a garage, I have one of these for this filter, but this one is not it. So I'm gonna have to try to use this universal one, and hopefully I can get up in there. Sometimes these are pretty tight to get to underneath these trucks. So if this doesn't fit, I'm either gonna have to go shopping or go digging through an avalanche of mess in my garage and try to find one that fits. Let's get started. Before I unhook anything or drain anything, I like to put a big piece of cardboard under here to catch any excess that doesn't go in my catch can. So to make my life a little bit easier, the oil filter is right behind this fender liner. So I'm just gonna take out the fender liner, and that way I can reach across and not have to weave my way up through a bunch of crap underneath the truck. Okay, so there's 8 of these bolts you have to take out to get the fender liner out. They are here, 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 right up here, one there, one up here, and one back here. And then there's a wire with a little plug that comes through that hole you have to pop out right there. By the way, all these fender bolts use an 8mm socket. Okay, there it is. Should be a lot easier to get to now. Now while the old filter is draining out, we're going to crawl underneath the truck. Find the filter hookup and clean it off. Now we're going to take our new filter out of the plastic. And we're going to fill it up with a quart of our oil. As you fill it, the oil will settle into the baffles inside the filter. So just let it settle and then fill some more. And then you want to take a little bit of that oil on your finger and just run it around the O-ring here just to lubricate that so it doesn't bunch up when you screw it onto the housing. Now we're going to take our pre-filled oil filter, crawl back under the truck, kind of snake it up through everything and twist it back on the housing. And then you want to take your filter wrench and just snug it back up. It doesn't have to be super tight. Now that we got the oil filter in place, we can get the fender liner back in and then drain the oil from the oil pan. So after you've cleaned off the drain plug and the drain plug hole, you can go ahead and put it back in and tighten it down. And then I believe the proper torque on this is 40 foot-pounds, but I just get it snug with a ratchet and it's always been fine. After you drag your pan back out, go ahead and cap it. Make sure everything's tight so nothing leaks out. And then go ahead and take this to your nearest like AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts. Most of those places will take used motor oil and recycle it. So just make sure you're disposing of this properly. Now you're gonna wanna go ahead and fill up with your oil. This truck takes 12 quarts. All right, so next you wanna take your funnel, stick it in your fill tube, and start filling her up. When you put in your 12 quarts, you can go ahead and pull out your funnel. Put your filler cap back on. Till it clicks. And then go ahead and start the truck. So now that we ran the truck for a couple seconds, we're going to go ahead and pull out the dipstick and just wipe it off with a rag. Stick it back in all the way and then pull it back out to check it. So we're going to look right here at the fill line. If you can see the hatches there, it's right in the range we want it to be. And that's all there is to it. It's a really simple process. One thing to keep in mind is your oil change intervals. For diesels, the oil change interval is a lot longer than most gas engines. And from the factory, it's actually recommended that you only change your oil every 15,000 miles. I think that's a little bit much, so I like to change somewhere between 7,500 to maybe 9,000 or 10,000 miles at the most. Some people change it every 5 if they use the truck really heavily. Mine is mostly a commuter, but I do tow some with it, so I like to keep it in that 7,500 mile range. Another thing to keep in mind is to try to do your oil change on a flat surface. These vehicles are designed to have the oil change when they're completely level, as most dealerships will be doing it on a lift when the vehicles are new. So the drain plug is actually at the lowest point of the oil pan already. That'll do it for today. If you guys like to see more how-to videos, just let me know down in the comments. Next, we should be getting to the project car. As soon as I get this trailer fixed, we'll be able to take it, get it weighed, and then we'll start stripping everything out and be good to go. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.